the idea that I had at first was, I'll just plan a nice little girls trip. It'll be fun. I've already, I kind of did a little bit of, what do they call that, pre-market research in a way where that small group, I said, if I did this, how many people would be totally in? And they said, depending on the date and where it was, I'm in. And I had about 25 people. I'm totally in. And it's the best way I can describe it is planning a wedding, except you've got 32 brides that you've got to make this the best.
Right. Hey, everyone, you're watching the Lively Charleston Podcast. Our goal with the show is to interact with and tell the stories of the amazing people, places, and businesses that make Charleston the best city in the world.
If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube.
And check us out on Instagram and Facebook, where we post content regularly throughout the week.
All right, everyone, welcome to the Lively Charleston Podcast. Our goal with the show is to tell the stories of the people, places, and businesses that make Charleston the greatest city in the world. And today I have an amazing guest. She is my first second-time guest, Miss Jenny Fisher. Whoop, whoop.
We didn't even plan that.
No, not at all.
Hey, Scott. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. I'm super excited to have you back. My second time to have you on, and always been a huge fan ever since I've met you. And I wanted to have you on, especially for one of your most recent things that you've done. And I know it took a lot of energy and a lot of resources to put together. And I wanted to help you highlight it because, when I saw it, whenever you post things and you put things out there and you're marketing yourself and doing it, you do a fantastic job, and it looks like you're just having a total blast. Yeah. So I want to help you. It is called the Get Salty Retreat. Yeah. So tell us all about that.
In a nutshell, so I own a fitness app. I train people virtually all over the world. Really, I've got a couple countries that sign on everywhere all over the U.S. And so because of that, I had this group of women. We have a closed group chat where some of the subscribers have gotten very tight, and really building relationships. And they kept, it'd be so cool if we could get together and actually meet in person. I'm like, yeah, whenever y'all have time and come to Charleston, you let me know and I'll meet you. Because I've got a full-time job also. I've got 2 young boys, so there's no way I could actually meet them in real life. And then I thought about it and I'm like, wait, could I actually plan and execute a retreat that would be worth coming to? And so I got a wild hair one night and I'm like, yes, I can do this. So let's do it. So I had it ended up being 32 women and myself that came to Folly Beach. It was essentially 3 days. It was Friday to Sunday. And I had women from 12 states and Canada that attended. Wow. And we had a ball, but it was wellness and fitness focused. And my inspiration was showing these women how I would be a tourist, how to completely enjoy yourself and immerse yourself in a new city with no restrictions, no diets, no nothing like that, but still be active and still honoring your health and wellness. So that was my inspiration, but we had a really good time. We focused on nutrition, fitness, mental health and stillness, confidence boosting, that's near and dear to me.
Yeah, you're definitely big on that.
I love that. Well, it's one of those things that
for women.
If you don't have the confidence to walk into a gym, that's sometimes the first thing you got to work on. And then also just empowering other women, which fortunately, I did not have to teach these ladies anything. They naturally were just there to build each other up. But I think that's a big thing, too. If you have the skill to empower others, it just empowers yourself. So,
yeah. No, most definitely. And I can only imagine, I'm curious, actually, to see, where you started from. Like, you said, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to teach people on this retreat. I want to teach people what you just said, right? How long did it take you to get to that ethos, I guess, for the trip?
I'm a very spontaneous. Once I get it in my head, I'm done. I'm sold. It doesn't take much. There's not a lot of, but can't him and a han. It was, yes, I can do this. So the idea that I had at first was, I'll just plan a nice little girls trip. it'll be fun. I've already, I kind of did a little bit of, what do they call that, pre-market research in a way where that small group, I said, if I did this, how many people would be totally in? And they said, depending on the date and where it was, I'm in. And I had about 25 people. I'm totally in. Well, after fruition came, it was about, I think, 15 of those that actually came, which is still meaty. So the fact that I had those commitments kind of gave me a lot of strength to go ahead and go, okay, I can start planning this. So that was about 5 months out. Once I had that commitment, I was like, okay, here's the date. Here's the location. That is all I started with. And then from there, I planned for 5 months. I mean, honestly, I felt like a wedding planner in a way.
Yeah.
And it's the best way I can describe it is planning a wedding, except you've got 32 brides that you've got to make this the best.
Right. I mean, if anybody can do it, you can with your energy level. Oh, I mean, you just bring the big energy. And I'm just like, and I was just watching, I'm like going, because I'm generally like on my team, I'm kind of known as the energy person.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine it being on with that many people for that amount of time. But when you're immersed in it and they're giving it back to you.
That's it. Yep. Yeah. It was if you have a cup that's empty and you've got 32 women that are constantly, Jenny, this is the best weekend. Jenny, you're awesome. Jenny, we love you. We're so excited. We're here with you. Can I take a picture with you? All of those things is just like, let's go. Who needs illicit drugs at this point? Because I'm high right now. And so that the weekend was a lot of work. I mean, a lot of work. And I had my mom there. My mom was attending, but she was also there. Like, if you need anything, let me know. Right. That was a purpose of her being there.
She's like the den mother, right?
Oh my gosh, she was amazing. She worked her butt off. But so a ton of energy going into it, but everything I had planned to the tiniest little transition. So because of those little, the thought that I put into every single little piece of it, it went off flawlessly. It was amazing. It's
those little details that help. Right. It's the, like you said, the transitions from, okay, you had a yoga class on the beach, and then you had a photographer come out, which we will please name these people as we go along. And then, I don't even know what the sequence was, but like I said, I'm a fan. I watched all this stuff. And so, I mean, but those little transitions, so there's no downtime or just enough downtime.
Yeah, so that was very important because these women are, most of them, I would say 85% of them were mothers, and they are constantly giving to other people. So I wanted to make sure that they had excitement, they had pampering, but they also had some time just to chill and to bond because they're around all these unique women. I wanted them to leave with relationships too. So all of that I had to think about every step of the way. But I mean, if you want, I can go through kind of the sequence of events.
I would love that. I would love that because it was everything from vehicles to getting them from place to place and setting up events and so please dive into it and then thank all those who helped out. For sure.
I will. And excuse me if I'm looking at the list here,
no problem.
Just to make sure I don't lose anybody. Okay, so we had everybody show up on Friday. So the time to check in was about 3:00 because we had 6 VRBOs on Folly Beach, 6 houses. So that alone, everybody, if anybody's ever checked into a Verbo, they know there's some logistics that go in with checking into everyone, and every single owner of those homes down there, they were very accommodating and very, very cool. So if you have anybody trying to get a Verbo down on Folly Beach, let them know to reach out to me because I've stayed in 6 of them.
Yeah.
They were all awesome. But so let me back up a little bit, though, because right before about 4 weeks out, I had Greg Lampton-Carr, who is my personal photographer. Right. He's published, and I've actually had photos of his published in magazines as well. Amazing photographer. Every time I'm with him, he makes me feel like I'm a goddess, like the most powerful but feminine. And it occurred to me, I'm like, there are a lot of women that don't get this experience of having a professional photographer, professional lighting, perfect backdrop, take their picture. So I threw it out there. I consulted Greg. I said, would you mind doing like mini sessions for these women and an abbreviated price.
Right.
He was very, very gracious. And he goes, yeah, we can do that.
That's awesome.
So I threw it out to the group because we had a kind of a private chat. And I said, would y'all want to do this? We only have 19 spots available. And I think I had 23 spots taken within 4 hours. Yeah, I want to do it, please. So I'm like, okay, we'll figure it out. All of you can do it. So what happened was we were supposed to start at 3 o'clock on Friday. We ended up starting at 6:30 a.m. on Friday and just started having groups of women coming in and doing photo shoots. That was the highlight of my weekend, was watching these women who, a mother of 5, one just got divorced, like one's over here who just lost 50 pounds. It's just, every story was different, and every time they stepped up, it was a different impact, and I just blown away by them.
You got to see them like transform.
Yeah, it
right?
was very cool. Yeah.
It was their shot to be like the fitness model, the supermodel, and
that's the funny thing is I was like, this is your shoot. You can wear a dress, you can wear a fitness outfit, you can wear a bikini. I don't care. Folly Beach would like you to have some clothes on, so if you could follow those guidelines, we'll be good. And they all showed up in whatever made them feel comfortable, and you could just see the empowered confidence just radiating from them. And Greg did an amazing job. He's very good at dealing with all kinds of women, and he's like, I am a feminist. Like, I am here to make women know what they are worth. And it was very cool. So anyway, so we did all of that before everybody checked in. And then upon arrival, my mom had taken all of the swag bags and put them all on their beds. So when they got there, they had a Get Salty tote bag, but it was full of all kinds of stuff. So some of it, thick athletic apparel was a big one. They gave everybody a yoga outfit.
Nice.
So everybody had a matching yoga set. Amazing.
I've not heard of them. Thick
athletic apparel.
Cool.
Athletic apparel. I want to make sure I get it right. So Lita, and I'm trying to remember Lita's last name. She owns it. So she is a Black female owner, and it's all athletic apparel, and it's geared towards making women of all sizes, all shapes, all colors look amazing, cool. and very successful at it, because every single one of my women looked like a pack of candy out there doing yoga on the beach. But so she provided everybody a yoga outfit, and then MK San Diego Fitness. It's MK Fitness San Diego. My girlfriend Mary over in San Diego was like, I'll send everybody a hoodie. They loved them. So everybody got a hoodie. Everybody got a Rigwa bowl, which you know what Rigwa is. Yeah. That's a local company. They gave everybody a Rigwa bowl, which is huge. Everybody got Liquid IV, a Born Primitive gift card. One girl won a Born Primitive swimsuit.
Nice.
And then Blender Bombs, Helen Hall, she gave everybody some of the new bomb bars, which were delicious.
The lemon poppy seed ones?
That's my favorite.
The reformulated ones?
Gosh, so good. So that was all in their swag bag. And then I put some Get Salty Retreat. I put a tank top in there, some water bottles, a yoga mat that had, so everybody had their own yoga mat. It was great.
Awesome.
It was great. So they all get that stuff. Their refrigerators were stocked with clean juice from Mount Pleasant. Gave everybody 2 juices to try while they were there. That was a big hit. And then the other one was a Dash cold brew.
Okay.
All right. So this stuff, it's a cold brew coffee in a can, but it's got adaptogens in it.
What is adaptogens? Just real quick.
Adaptogens, it's formulated from mushrooms. Okay. Ashwagandha, I think, is a big one. Lion's mane, all those, and I might have the wrong formulation for theirs, but that's what adaptogen is. I think Russian athletes, Olympic athletes, started using them back in the 80s or 90s. Don't quote me on that. But they used them to help you adapt quicker with your immunity. So if you're training really, really hard, use these adaptogens to kind of keep your immune level high. So just really, really good stuff.
Does it have a calming effect as well, kind of like a centering effect that you know of? Or?
That I don't know about. I use it specifically just to keep my immunity up.
Cool.
Yeah. But that's in a good cold brew coffee, really yummy.
I've seen it. Drink a Dash or something, right?
Yeah. Drink a Dash. It's owned by 2 women. One of them lives locally, one lives in Nashville, and they're trying to take over the Southeast with it right now. They're doing a great job.
Amazing.
Yep. Okay, so that was the first. They got there. They all got their bags. Then we went to Folly Beach Park and had a workout. And I told them, I was like, this is a baby workout because I've got all levels of fitness here. So I want to make sure everybody's comfortable. But like you said, I wanted to make sure that they had some downtime to be able to bond. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let's just take a walk. So like for the first 20 minutes, we just walked down the beach and walked back. And they're like, Jenny, I thought we were working out. I'm like, girl, I got you. Like, just can we talk for a second?
Yeah.
So everybody was bonding. It was great. And then the whole time I've got a photographer. Greg's out there the whole time taking pictures. And we end up getting back. I was like, all right, circle up. So we started warming up. And then I broke them up into groups. And we did kind of really fun, relaxed relays is what we ended up doing. And yeah, that was the first workout. It was just, hey, we're just here to have fun. Let's be kids for a second.
Yeah.
So we did like, what is the thing in elementary school that you do? Field day. It was
field
like field
day,
day, basically.
God, I love field day.
So then we went up to the park, and they have these beautiful tables and chairs set out. We did Bon Bon Me catered, did an amazing catering job, brought everybody these fresh salads with either tofu, shrimp, or chicken, because I wanted it very plant forward. So besides the chicken and shrimp, it's all plants, super flavorful Vietnamese inspired food. And they did an amazing job, delivered it on time. Everybody enjoyed it. And while we were doing that, Lauren Kubat did a confidence kind of practice with us. So we all did kind of an exercise, and it was a good icebreaker. Everybody started feeling very comfortable. The cool thing about that, and this isn't women specific, but in this group of women, it was very effective, was she kind of was asking people certain questions, but it was in an anonymous way. And then when she delivered everybody's answers, we all realized, wow, we're all in the same boat. Like, we all have our stuff that we're dealing with. We all came here maybe a little nervous about what to expect, and it just kind of broke the ice for everybody. So it was really cool. Again, about the whole empowerment, confidence. So we started with that. That was our baseline, and I think everybody was just like, okay,
that's amazing.
Let's go. This is gonna be fun. So then free night after that, everybody went home, could kind of bond with their housemates, which they had been getting to know for months because I set them up. I was like, these are your housemates.
So
share
cool.
cell phones. So then the next morning we woke up and we did a morning get salty session. So I had 2 trainers that were gracious enough to come help. Emmett Morgan and Jade came out from Defining Moments Fitness.
Okay.
And they were like, Jenny, tell us what to do. We'll help you out.
Kick their butts.
Yeah. So all of my Get Salty sessions have a strength element, like a strength building element, a HIIT cardio element, and a mobility kind of yogish moving through space kind of element. So we each took a section and we just rotated all these women through 10 at a time and just crushed it for about 45 minutes to an hour. Again, photographer there the whole time. So we got some really cool shots of everybody. And then after that, everybody went home, showered. We went back to one of the big houses that we had.
Okay.
And Cairo's Mediterranean delivered.
Nice.
So good. If anybody hadn't been, I actually went today for lunch. So good. So they were gracious enough to provide meals for that day. Again, plant heavy. Not, flavor all day.
Yeah.
So some people are like, I can't eat vegetarian. I'm telling you, it was amazing. So then Jan Park came and spoke, and she is a registered nurse and she is a dietitian. Okay. So she gave just a very 30,000-foot view of, hey, let's talk about nutrition. This is the things, and she talked about calories in, calories out. Like it's really, really easy, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
stuff that you probably know. Stuff. And she's like, let's break it down and just make nutrition very, very easy today.
Well, there's so many myths out there too.
Yep.
Like, oh, you got to intermittent fast, or you've got to, which, I do see the benefits of certain things,
absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
But it's really just what basically
the nuts
calories in, calories out.
Yeah,
is what
and
it comes down to.
She also said, you can't out-train a bad diet.
Yep.
Just those little things to have somebody, reiterate that from a professional's mouth. And she gave everybody, I think it was a week's worth of meals. So she's like, here's a week's worth of meals if you want to start out doing some really healthy, nutritious meals. So that was awesome. Okay, so then after that, we went downtown. Like you said, I had vans to take people.
Party bus, right?
No, this was just vans. This was
okay.
Enterprise, rent a car, get in my van. I'm going to bus drive you down there. So I took everybody, if they didn't have cars, down to Charleston. We had a fun time on the commute. And then once we got down there, everybody had an app to pull up, which is called Let's Roam. Have you heard of this yet?
I have not.
Oh, man, anybody can do it. Anybody can pull it up. But I contacted this company way back, and I said, hey, I'm trying to do some kind of excursion. I want people to know what Charleston's about. Would you want to put together like a custom scavenger hunt for us? And they're like, Yeah, we'll absolutely do that. So Let's Roam put together this entire package. They put some Get Salty stuff in there, and everybody got to take pictures with their teams and compete for points while they're walking and staying active, and while they're getting to know Charleston. Yep. So it was so cool. Yeah, so they did that awesome package. That's Let's Roam, and you can do it like if you and I were downtown and we're bored, we could pull up Let's Roam and do a scavenger hunt.
That's so cool.
There. It's very cool.
How fast? So how fast? I mean, it's just ready to go right there.
Yeah, it's ready to go. The one that they did for me was they were like, whenever you're ready, just have everybody download the.
Yours is individualized at your request, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but that's unique. You know, corporations use it like that. So we did the scavenger hunt, and then at the end of it, I was like, by the way, Marista Hart Boutique is giving y'all free money to go spend. So they gave everybody $25 gift card. And let me tell you, Marista Hart made their money back because her boutique is amazing. Alden owns it. She is an amazing female business owner downtown. Her clothing is amazing, and these women were like, thank you, I just want to shop for a second. So that was, again, the downtime that I was hoping that they would get. So then we went back, and we just chilled until about, what time did we leave? I want to say it was like 7:15. Okay. We ended up getting on the party bus. So
all right.
We had a huge party bus come and pick us up. 30-some women on this thing, and we had so much fun. Lauren had her phone connected through Bluetooth, and we were just taking requests, which is really funny because we had some girls that were very kind of not introvert, but just a little quiet, a little more meek.
Yep. Their
song would come on, and they're giving like, rap on the stage, Nicki Minaj from front to back. It was a lot of fun. There was not a poll. I've had a couple. Was there a poll with it? No, we don't need polls. We were good. We had a good time with
kept it classy. Kept it classy.
I don't know about that, but there wasn't a poll.
I think I saw some somersault backflips or something.
I might have done that, but it was from Handles.
But it was nicely done. It was tasteful. Very, very. What am I trying to say?
He's talking about me.
Cirque du Soleil.
I did a backflip in my dress and heels, but it was controlled. I wanted to make sure it was safe and controlled.
Well, my gosh.
But it was fun. So, and then Direct My Bar is a bar service that you can have. They'll deliver an entire bar service to a wedding or housewarming, or what do you call it? Open house.
Open houses,
whatever you want. Cool. She gave us free champagne to enjoy. And she's, again, she's one of, I was like, what do you want in return? Because she offered it. And I was like, well, what can I do for you for the champagne? She was like, girl, I'm here supporting you. I love what you do. You go do this. This is for you. So this was not a paid shout out. She just, out of the kindness of her heart, she was like, here, Jenny. So, but Direct My Bar, Lauren.
Direct My Bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's awesome. When I tell you the support from the city for something like this, I think I've touched on maybe half of the sponsors for this thing.
Okay.
So then we went to Butcher and Bee downtown.
Great spot.
Had a private dinner out there. And Dr. Will Bulsiewicz, who I kind of asked you about him earlier, he is a Charleston gastroenterologist, just retired from his practice. I mean, when I say retire, he's maybe 40, 42, something like that. The reason he just retired is he wrote a New York Times best-selling book, Fiber Fueled. So he in the plant-forward world, he is kind of a big celebrity right now.
Okay.
But he called me because he saw some of the stories going on from my retreat. And he's like, Jenny, what the hell are you doing? What is going on right now? And I said, well, we're doing a wellness retreat. He was like, can I come and meet them? That would be really cool. Can I have dinner with y'all? And I'm like, come on, bro.
Totally, just impromptu.
You're like fitness, Dr.
B,
royalty.
in the house.
It was awesome. So he dropped by, and I introduced him, and he's like, do you mind if I give like a gut health talk? And I'm like, because that's all he does now is just people are paying him thousands of dollars to come and talk. And I'm like, bro, the floor is yours. So as we're eating this delicious like plant forward food, he's giving a whole like education on it, and mind is blown right now. So all the women are just eating it up and loving every bit of it. And then after that, some of the women went home because they're just exhausted. They're like, I'm tapping out. I got to go home. I was like, okay, party bus will take you home after they drop us off at Vintage Lounge because we're not done. So again, it was all about like wellness, fun, no restrictions. So I was like, have fun. Try to avoid the hangover. Like stop when you know that you're at that point. And I would say 98% of them did. There might have been a couple that were like, I am out. I'm having a good time, and there was no judgment on that. So we had a great time at Vintage Lounge. We did a little TikToking and stuff because Vintage gave us our own private area. Shout out to them. And have you been to Vintage?
I have, yes.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. They've got like the outdoor private areas in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so much fun.
They have like the couches out there with the turf and like the ivy wall.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
yeah. Very, what is the word? Instagrammable.
Yes.
Yeah, very Instagrammable.
Instagram friendly.
That's right. So after that, we went home, took the party bus home, which that was honestly more about the liability. I didn't want people drinking and then driving all the way to Folly Beach, and that would be on me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let me find a way to get transportation. So the party bus thing was like, oh, this is perfect. So it worked out great. But then the next morning comes around, and this was my favorite part of planning this whole thing.
Okay.
I had Patrick Arnheim from Charleston Power Yoga.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I've heard of him.
Oh, I love.
No, I've heard of him, and I'm actually supposed to go take one of his classes. One of the, I guess, that's like a heavy metal class, yoga class.
This is what I was gonna say.
So yeah, lay it on us. Sorry, I don't want to.
No, you're right on it. So the reason I wanted Patrick specifically, I mean, he obviously just speaks to me. I'm big into yoga, so every time I take his class, I feel like I learn something new. He points something out to me that is a nugget that I can build on. And he's very encouraging. Like every time I leave, he's like, Jenny, that was amazing. You did awesome. And so you feel empowered, right? So I was like, he's going to make these women feel comfortable, and he's going to bring the sickest music. So he had Nirvana, Foo Fighters, Ozzy Osbourne, everything. And, cursing the whole time. The women were dying laughing because he's funny.
Yeah.
You'll learn that. So Patrick came and did a whole morning yoga session. And photographer was out there. We were all wearing our thick athletic apparel, so we're all kind of matching but different colors, and it was very cool. After that, I told the women, I said, okay, you need to check out of your room, so go back to your houses, check out, get all your luggage out, and then meet me back here no earlier than 10 o'clock or 10:30, something like that. So they did that. They all walked out at 10:30, and there was this beautiful, like, boho bougie picnic set up for them.
Awesome.
It was so cool. It was very bachelorette party.
Yeah, I've seen those. We actually had somebody do it for us, our team, one time, and it was so much fun.
It just makes you feel special. You know, it's so cool. And she had these little boxes full of plant-forward foods and pastries and stuff like that. But that was Picnic Charleston.
Okay.
Ellie does that out of, she lives in Charlotte, but she's moved here. She's trying to build her business. Gave me just all of these resources to come. She set up with her husband, provided the food. But right before we ate, so the women walked out and they're like, oh my gosh, mine's blown. Like, this is for us. This is awesome.
Yeah. Because I've seen it. I mean, it's their spreads are amazing. Yeah. It's like food porn.
It's
just
so cool.
It's just, yeah. It's amazing
so
stuff.
Special. And it was right on the beach. Right before we actually sat down to eat, though, we had Still Soul Studios come and do a sound bath meditation for us. Kelly Farlow is the one that conducted it, but have you ever done a sound bath meditation?
I have. I love them.
It sounds so new agey, and I don't know if that's for me kind of thing, which is exactly why I did it.
Yeah.
Because I knew some of these women may never experience that if I don't put it in their face. So I'm like, come on. So we're laying down in the middle of the beach. People are vacationing around us, and we could not care because all of us are like, this is the best non-nap we're ever going to get away from our kids. Let us just enjoy this. Some of us are hungover. Let's just chill on the beach. But for anybody that hasn't done a sound bath meditation, it is literally meditating. So you're just there concentrating on your breath and yourself. And then you're hearing these chimes, these wah, 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 wah. So it keeps bringing you back to
it's healing, meditation. Like the vibration of the sound bowls and the sounds that like moves over your body.
It's so cool.
It is amazing. I love them.
It's pretty magical. And that was what everybody was like, that was so magical. That was special. We got the sound bath done and then went to eating at the picnic and everything like that. Again, kind of a social hour. But one of the things that I did at the dinner previous was I had everybody kind of vote for a superlative for these things. So again, going all the way back to the beginning, it was about fitness, nutrition, stillness, confidence, and empowerment. Mm-hmm. So I had everybody write a name down of somebody that they felt like kind of embodied that or said that they wanted that to be their focus or, they were inspired to write their name down on one of those superlatives, and they did. And so 5 people won, if you want to call it that, or were honored with that. And they each had a little bracelet that said, get salty on the outside, but then on the inside it had something about strength. So one said, my strength is stillness. I fuel my strength for nutrition, stuff like that. And then I had one that was, I called it the salt queen because I had no other better way to put it. But I had one that my mom was like, who are you going to give this one to? And I was like, I don't know. I feel like I'll know it when I hear it or see it. So I didn't really put any idea on it. But I had a conversation with one beautiful young mom who is dealing with all the things where she's like, I've got 3 kids, I've got this job, I'm trying to get into my fitness, I'm trying to get everything together, and I'm learning so much this weekend, and this is my experience. I actually did a bodybuilding show when I was young, before kids, and it completely ruined my relationship with food, and she's like, I'm trying to dig out of that and work on my confidence, and she's very successful in her professional life, but just her story, her passion for I want to start to focus on me for just a second. And that struck me as somebody I thought was worthy of getting that last little
one.
bracelet. Yeah. But then that was it. Everybody said goodbye, and I actually just sent everybody their professional photos that had them done yesterday, the day before.
Awesome.
So they all got those. Yeah, but that's a wrap, and now I have about 50 people on a waiting list that are like, we want to do one too. I'm like, great.
That's fantastic. So, and that's one of the reasons why I want to have you on here, because I saw it from an outside perspective. I didn't get to experience it, so I wanted you to be able to tell everybody about what the experience was like.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go back. Could you send me some of those photos, get their permission or whatever?
Yeah.
Because I would love to put them in the podcast as we go along.
Yeah.
We'll edit them in and stuff like that if they so want to do that. Because, keep it up.
Thank you so much.
Keep it up.
Thank you. If
it's
I have
super,
the energy, I'll do
super,
another one, but we'll see. But I did want to say, I know this is a Charleston-centric podcast. Thank you to all of the people that came out and showed up for it.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you. I'm glad you mentioned some of those, because then I would love to reach out to some of them as well and kind of have them on as well. So,
absolutely. Yeah, thanks,
Jenny,
Scott.
thank you so much once again. All right, y'all. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. And, you know where to find Jenny. Jenny Fisher Fitness. Instagram, Facebook, all the things, right? Do you have a website you can mention, all that good stuff? Or app? Your app.
My app is Get Salty by Jenny Fisher. It's the best way to find it.
All right, guys, y'all heard it from the mouth, Miss Energy herself, Jenny Fisher. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, bye, y'all. See you next time.
Hey y'all, that's a wrap on today's episode. Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like or follow or subscribe, whatever platform you're on, just hit the button to make sure you don't miss any future episodes.
Yep, and please help us grow the channel by sharing it with someone else who might enjoy it as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.